Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tuxedo Union Free School District Board of Education meeting for September the 18th. I welcome you to the auditorium. We're trying something different. I think for the comfort of the audience to have, real chairs, and for the board and executive session to be able to go into the library. I think we'll all be more comfortable. I hope it works out. We're also trying hard to have the streaming work better by utilizing some of the facilities that are available here in the auditorium for when we put on plays and whatnot. And I was reminded just to say thank you to the National Honor Society, who over the years have contributed all of these microphones, believe it or not. Can we rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Amory, should take roll.
Present.
Present.
William Clark.
Here.
Gary Hebner.
Here.
Heather Kiddick.
Here.
Christopher Scanlon.
Present.
Bonnie Saccomucci. Here. Fred Sons.
Okay. Just go with these glasses so I can see everybody instead of the paper. Just a quick update before we get with the regular agenda on the meeting. Is it?
Dante, could you turn it up?
Can you turn it up, Dante, in the auditorium? Okay. Is that any better? There we go. Ask and we shall receive, right? Just a little update. The current superintendent of the Tuxedo Union Free School District is out on an unpaid leave. Now, he is using up his sick time while he recovers, and we wish him a speedy recovery, but it is an unpaid leave. So those sick days that he uses while we're waiting for him to recover are days that we will not have to pay in the future. I know there was some social media bantering back and forth about the fact that we might be paying for two superintendents at a time. And I just want to make it clear that the leave that the current superintendent is on is an unpaid leave, and that he's using up his sick time, which is a liability to the district. And when it's done, and those are days that we will not have to pay for in the future. So we're trying to do this as fiscally responsibly as we can. The current superintendent's salary is exactly on par with the acting superintendent's salary. And the acting superintendent that we hired, we interviewed, we went to 3 applicants, 2 interviews, and we were thrilled to be able to bring Miss Nancy Teed back to the district. Nancy has a long history of over 20 years with us, and has risen through the ranks from speech pathologist through administration and on up into school leadership. And we were able to coax her out of retirement to come and help us out. And I am just thrilled to welcome her back, and so grateful that she's here helping us while our current superintendent recovers. So Nancy, thank you very much.
Thank you. May I just make a quick?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Dan, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the board for allowing me this opportunity to come back, and the show of support, and made it feel like coming home, from the staff to the students to the community. I've been meeting outside. I'm seeing a lot of friendly faces that I knew, meeting a lot of new people. I just really want to say thank you. It's so welcoming.
Can I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from
All 3.
all 3?
So moved.
Discussion?
I have a comment.
Sure.
I am just curious why the August 29th meeting did not posted on the YouTube channel.
Dante, would you mind giving us a status update on the August 29th meeting? That's the one we recorded on the computer, right?
No. That was the Zoom meeting, and I did send in a question about it at the beginning of this week.
There's no other comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay. We come to the part of the meeting where it's an opportunity for public comment. In the past, we had restricted public comment to agenda items, but I know that we're going to have an executive session. We might be back, for quite a while. So I want to give anybody the opportunity to speak on anything that they'd like. They have up to 3 minutes. I saw Mrs. McGowan raise her hands. Come on up to the podium here, and the board will anxiously listen.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Beth McGowan. I am a science teacher in the high school. I am also the Tuxedo Teacher Association Union Vice President. I just wanted to point out most of our exec board is here tonight. We have Clayton Chan, who is our president, Ann Castellanos is our treasurer, and Michelle Hines is our corresponding secretary. Unfortunately, Sue Rhoda could not be here. She is our recording secretary. We would just like to welcome Nancy Teed and Mike Cogliano back to our district. It's nice to see you guys here for however long you're here, and we hope that Dr. Jean-Paul has a successful future as she leaves us. After a chaotic start to our school year, and as things begin to settle down, we just wanted to show our support to the board and to our district, and that we look forward to working with you in the future. We expect for you to see more union presence at the board meetings, as we want to be more involved and more one-on-one, knowing what's going on and knowing you can come to us with whatever issues you'd like to speak with us about. And we just want to thank you for all the work you do and all the time you put in to help our district. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can't shout your name out for the record, so you'll just have to introduce yourself before you begin. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christina Clark and was involved in education in various capacities for over 37 years. Tuxedo High School enrollment, grades 9 through 12. The numbers are declining. April, 61 students. August, 56 students. September, 54 students, with 14 students attending BOCES. Academic performance is troubling. For example, the Algebra 2 regions ranked 446 out of 594 New York State school districts. Considering the student-to-teacher ratio, Tuxedo, the scores should be much higher. Parents send their children to other schools at immense expense. This is an indication that our district is undesirable. The cost per student is now above $75,000, which is approximately double the expense of neighboring districts. The New York State report card reflects a distressing situation because 35% of students chose not to take state exams. Why? In one case, there was an 80% proficiency rate. Sounds good. However, you would think that the score was acceptable. The problem was only 5 students took the exam. Parents, teachers, and administrators are entitled to know performance of all students. Several years ago, I toured the high school. It was empty. Is the board unaware of the reality of this situation? I am requesting a public hearing on the feasibility of grades 9 through 12. This study should produce an explanation, to produce a valid explanation of costs related to teacher numbers and total staff. Student-teacher ratio challenges private schools, so it's time to change the status quo. We must plan for the future. Hopefully, the change would encourage parents to enroll students to come to Tuxedo. I've had insufficient time to address excessive number of study halls, formal staff evaluations, biology, 12 students, 40% of them failed, music theory for juniors, whatever that is, 10 students, 1 passed. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment?
Can I just ask something?
Yeah.
Would you be able to send that in as a formal letter to the board so that we have it all written out? Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, sending that letter in would be helpful because I think some of your information is absolutely wrong. And some of your information was cherry-picked, some bad numbers. I understand. Some of your information is wrong. Some of your information is very stale. I won't speak for the whole board, but this is a great district. We have great students. We have great teachers. And it's... Please don't interrupt me again. This is a great district. We have great administrators. We have great students. We have great teachers. And if anybody out there watching in the public thinks otherwise, you're looking at incorrect or old information, because we have a ton of great stuff. If you check our Facebook posts and our website, you'll see that more often than not, the kids are doing great things, the teachers are doing great things, and most of our test results are spectacular. Are we 100% everywhere? No. Are we a great district? Yes.
I appreciate that, Gary. We are up to the administrator's report. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want to make a habit of reading out public comment that's sent in from folks, but I will say that we got 2 requests. One from Susan Mitchell, who is a huge asset to our district, one of the co-presidents of the PTO. And Susan asked us to consider, first of all, she complimented Jenna Park on her handling of the 8th grade class advisor position and asked us to consider making that a paid stipend. And, I appreciate that, and maybe Mrs. Teed could look into maybe having some idea of exactly how many hours goes into that, what that position is, exactly entails. I know it hasn't been a paid position in the past. And we also got a request from Mary Vaught, looking for information about our college and the high school program, and who the instructors would be, the qualifications, the differences in what an instructor for college and the high school does as opposed to what an instructor does for an AP class. And I want to get more information on that, and we can discuss it, but I'd rather get more exact information. I did speak with Marco Margata a little bit about it, as he's one of the participating teachers, and he had to go out to the school that gives the credits for his particular course. He had to undergo training at the school, work with equipment there, work with equipment with the instructor back here. So I know there was quite an entailed thing that he had to do. I'm sure there's an entailed number of duties that each of these teachers has to perform in order to be eligible to do the college and the high school, but I think we can get more exact stuff. Did I miss anything else that came in? No? Okay, good. Next up is the superintendent's report.
Okay, can you hear me okay? So I was not here on the first day of school, as I started on the 6th. But is my understanding from talking to the administrative staff that there was a very successful opening. Our teachers and staff attended 2 superintendent conference days on August 28th and August 29th. New staff members were welcomed and started their day with the traditional boohoo breakfast with their incoming kindergartners and breakfast with all of our staff. After welcoming everyone back, the teachers continued on to a full agenda, which included an overview of the science of reading, social emotional learning ruler, implementing the new math curriculum, and the New York State digital fluency standards. And I just wanted to put out some events that are coming up that are very important in case anybody hasn't seen them posted on the website. On Thursday, September 19th, tomorrow, GGM will have their open house starting at 7 a.m. for parents to meet their child's teachers. The Tuxedo PTO's Back to School Bash, which I believe used to be the carnival, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it was scheduled for Friday, September 20th, but it has been postponed due to the weather forecast. We will be sure to let everyone know when it has been rescheduled. They're very good at communicating with us and regarding the dates. On Wednesday, September 25th, George F. Baker High School will have their open house at 7 p.m., giving the opportunity for parents to meet their child's teachers as well. On Thursday, September 26th, George F. Baker seniors and their families are welcome to join us right here in the library in the high school at 7 p.m. for an informational session on how to apply for financial aid for college, review FAFSA forms, state and local aid, and scholarship opportunities. I believe that is conducted by Mrs. Oliva, our guidance counselor, and please let guidance know if you plan on attending. On Saturday, September 28th, the Tuxedo PTO will be hosting a car wash from 2 to 5 p.m. in the lower lot by the GGM, in GGM parking lot by the gym. So everybody, please come out and get your car washed. And I just wanted to let everybody know there is an ongoing search for a new principal in our elementary school and a PE teacher. The jobs have been posted, and we are currently going through the resumes and hope to have the positions filled as soon as possible. I know that's a big concern. You know, I think looking for the principal is not one that you rush, but that you really find the right fit for the GGM building. I strongly believe that's what's needed here. And again, that is my update of the events.
And I'm told that it's illegal for me to chain Mr. Cogliano to the desk.
You can't do that, no.
Yeah, which I think we would all like to do.
Personally, I think we're very lucky. I know I'm lucky to have Dr. Cogliano with us. So.
There's a lot of stuff that has to get pulled in and out of the consent agenda items, so I thought we would just run down them one by one and move along that way, if that's okay. Number 4.2, can I have a motion to approve the substitute custodian?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4.3 is we have a leave of absence for a particular employee. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 On 4.4, At a previous meeting, we approved a salary for this particular individual, and I believe we did it off of it was sent to us off of last year's contract and not this year's contract, so we want to make sure that we get that correct. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved as amended?
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 4.5, approval of the home instructors for the 2024-2025 school year. Can I have a motion?
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Could you just clarify for me, does that mean these are people approved in advance, or do we already have students on home instruction?
We could quite possibly have students that are on instruction, and they would provide it after their workday, those that are teaching.
So we are approving them and as we need them?
Correct,
Okay.
correct. As we need them, we would
just
go
wanted to
to them
clarify.
first and, do you have the availability?
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Let the record show that Mr. Clark abstained. 4.6, approval of mentor stipends for the 24-25 school year. As part of the contract that the teachers have, all new teachers are entitled to a mentor when they come on board. The numbers on the mentor are negotiated through that contract, and the numbers are different between various folks, not because we like some better than others, but the number each successive year that you are a mentor, you get a small increase in the mentor stipend. Can I have a motion for 4.6?
So moved?
Is there a second? Second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 4.7 is the approval of a substitute certified teacher who is working with in the gym, substitute gym teacher. Can I have a motion?
So moved?
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 4.8 is the approval of the lead evaluators for teachers for the 2024-2025 school year. Can I have a motion?
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question. If you could explain to us, we have written down that Nancy Teed is the lead evaluator of the teachers, as well as in 4.9 for the principals. For the year of 2024 to 2025, and what happens when Mr. White comes back? Does she remain as an evaluator? Do we come up with a new contract for that, for just doing evaluations? Or if you could explain it further.
Sure. So in the district, you want to appoint lead evaluators for teachers and principals who have undergone the appropriate training to get the certification. I believe the training lasts 2 years. I've been retired 5. So I am signed up to attend training. One is online, one is in person for 3 hours. The reason why I wanted to put both our names on here is so that not just my name for the current time that I'm here, should an evaluation be conducted, but that you don't have to hold another meeting to put Mr. White's name on. So that's why both of us are on here.
So there's not a certain amount of people that we have to have, like, we don't have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
No, but you realistically want to have as many as you can that have that availability to evaluate. Gosh forbid, don't get sick, Dr. Cogliano, but say he was out and you wanted someone to start evaluating. To have that availability of other people is pretty critical.
Okay, thank you.
And it doesn't, it doesn't carry like contractually with any, it's just a certification for administrators to be able to do.
No, I was just
Yeah,
nervous
yeah.
that if he comes back and then you're not here anymore and we need to have that certain amount of people doing evaluations.
No, and if I didn't explain
then
it clearly,
do
I,
we
yeah.
figure out, how do you remain to do?
I understand what you're saying now. No,
Evaluations.
you just put on as many that you have for availability, and it looks like a lot because both Mr. White and I are listed, but I just didn't want you to have to put them, have another board meeting to
Got
have
you.
to put
Thank
it.
you.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. 4.9 is, looks a lot like 4.8. It's the approval of the lead evaluators for the principals. Can I have a motion?
So moved?
Is there a second? Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Sorry, just
Aye.
quick discussion,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Why is Dr. Cogliano not on that list? But Jared is?
Because Jared is the assistant superintendent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, we come to the approval of the stipends for the college in the classroom for the 2024-2025 school year. Can I have a motion?
So moved?
Is there a second? Second. Discussion?
I want to thank you very much for mentioning the college in the classroom and that you will come back with more information to us. And I just would like it explained to the public what exactly college in the classroom is, which colleges we're working with for each subject, and how much it actually costs for the parents, and the tasks that the parents must do in order to receive all the paperwork or all the credits for their student. And I know you're going to explain why the teachers get the stipends and the different reasonings behind that. And how many students are currently enrolled in it, and why the stipends are different for each of the subjects that we see.
Yeah, if you could, you could give the overview, that'd be great.
Review of it. So the articulation agreements we have are with STAC and Rockland Community College currently. The reason why the stipends look differently, it depends on the number of years that the teacher has done this.
And Lincoln
And-
Tech.
And, I'm sorry, Lincoln Tech as well.
Yeah, and I think Marist was in and out. or-
Marist,
Sorry.
we've had,
Yeah.
I double check on that one for this year. I heard that might not be a possibility. So if the teachers taught last year, let's say, one of them on here they would have been an A2 stipend. This year, they would be considered an A3. I do know that the teachers have to modify their content to match the syllabus of the college-level course. They have to report to that college on their students' progress, review the syllabus with them, input data. It's pretty rigorous for the teachers to do. They have the numbers projected. I can get, unfortunately, Mr. Kmart couldn't be in attendance tonight, but I will get those exact numbers of what we project the students. It is a significant discount to the parents to pay for the college credits. I don't want to quote a number. I know 5 years ago it was significantly discounted for them. So we will get that information, and I will ask Mr. Kmart to present that as he's more familiar at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, it was just specifically mentioned by a parent saying that they didn't really understand why, like, let's just say, for instance, it's a math class. And the teacher is teaching the 10 students in that class the same math, but 2 of the students are getting college credit, so that the parent didn't understand why, if it's the same class, that, you know, what goes behind it. So
those
if it
students
does
could be
get,
required to provide additional work to meet,
Okay.
to meet the syllabus of the college with that teacher. I think, yes, we'll have a more in-depth presentation for you
yeah,
to make it
that'd
a
be
little
great.
easier to understand. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to remove my wife due to a conflict of interest and add as a separate agenda item.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor of pulling Ms. Jennifer Jones for psychology out of that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the amended 4.10?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can I have a motion to approve, we'll call it 410A, which is Ms. Jennifer Jones for the psychology class as the college and the high school stipend?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. One abstention? Mr. Clark? I mean, Mr. Scanlon?
Yes. No, or abstain?
4.11, approval of the extracurricular clubs for the 2024-2025 school year. Can I have a motion to remove National Honor Society grades 11 and 12 and National Junior Honor Society grades 7 through 9?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on their removal? All in favor of their removal?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to have anything removed from there? Great. Can I have a motion to approve
Can I
4.11?
can we discuss something? Or can I ask a question, actually?
Yes, first I make the motion,
Okay.
and then yeah. Can I have a motion for 4.11 as amended?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Great. Discussion.
I just want to ask, this is the beginning. We still have the ability to add other activities as the school year goes on if they're warranted, is that correct?
Yes.
I hope we add other clubs and activities. There's not enough. There's never enough.
I have a question or two. I wonder if we have any formal criteria for these clubs? Like, if a club has only one student in it, do we allow that club to run? If we begin a club and they have 10 students in it, and 8 students drop out 3 weeks from now, what happens with that club, and how is the pay for the individuals that are in charge of those clubs? Do we have formatted criteria for the clubs? How many times do they meet? What kind of goals are they supposed to meet? I'd like more information on NISMA. I don't know anything about it. If we could get a little information on that. And I don't understand why the stipends are different between all of these clubs. Maybe some are meeting more hours, some are not, but if we could have that explained.
Yeah, please.
So again, the stipends are different depending on the level of experience the advisor has. The stipend increases for the next year if this person does this year after year. Okay. NYSMA, pardon me for not the acronym.
New York State.
New York State Music Association, where, so Mr. Chan is down here as the advisor, takes students to compete musically, multiple competitions. It's always been a huge success. The kids really enjoy it. It's a wonderful, pardon me for not knowing all the letters in
What
that
is that
acronym.
middle S for, Mr. Chan?
State student.
Student, is that what it, New York State Student Music? Okay.
Association, correct? Okay. So they do that. Club info, so it's always been a minimum of 5 students in a club. And I believe in the past, if the club had reduced, as you said, let's just say you had 10 students, 8 dropped, the club stipend would be prorated to the number of times that the advisor had met with the students. And that would be it. The advisors need to submit a form outlining what the club activity would entail, location, date, times, and the number of meetings. They're required to keep an attendance log and produce that at the end of the club activity in order to receive their stipend. The other questions you had, so we touched on NYSMA. Anything else, Kimberly?
I think you got them all.
You know, and the club just doesn't, you want the club board of ed approved prior to the start. You don't want to start a club and then for some unknown reason have a club not be approved and the kids will be disappointed. So you want to make sure everything is lined up, have that club board of ed approved. Advisors know and they can move ahead. I believe we have good numbers of interest. One thing to keep in mind though, with the number of clubs offered, students are like in multiple clubs. They're trying to go here, play sports, and do as much as they can. So the numbers may not be huge. The number has always been a minimum of 5 students. Hopefully we get 5.
Okay, thank you.
Is it appropriate to invite the advisors to come back to us if their programs swell with so many activities and so many numbers, they need another advisor to help them?
In the past, the staff has been able to handle it, but in terms of
So then I challenge
supervision-
them.
Yeah, well, I would say yes. Let them come back and ask for more.
What is the position of director? Oh, for the play. Okay. Is that, that is,
Yes, the
Okay.
elementary.
I'm
I
not
think
for
the
and-
elementary's up top, right?
Director of the high school
Yeah.
musical?
It just says director, so.
Right, so there's a director for the production, there's choreography. So there's 2 actually, they're not listed
And then
together.
there's set
though.
design and costume design.
Right, there's
and
set design, costume design, there's a lot of different facets that go into
Musical.
the musical.
We are going to try very, very hard to make sure that we have a musical this year. We really want to bring back,
I was shocked when
The
I heard
musical.
COVID knocked everything.
and I
kind
know
of-
that, Mr. Chan and the staff did an amazing job trying to get through the pandemic and the COVID restrictions and not being able to have audiences and filming everything. And I know the kids that participated in that really enjoyed it and they did a great job. But we'd love to have the whole town come out here again and fill up the auditorium for 3 days and have this, have our musical as way we always did. So we'll, that's the plan anyway.
I'd like to just ask to have an update on kind of enrollment as we go through. So maybe in a couple months, we see what the, what's going on with these clubs, if we could have a report back.
Absolutely.
And then on the musical, I really hope that that happens. I just want to make sure that if it does not happen, that, because that's a lot of these line items, that those then go back to the district.
Sure.
Can I have a motion? Oh, we have a motion. All those in favor of approving 4.11 as amended?
One more item. Can we also remove Bonnie as a student council volunteer and you
Oh.
vote separately?
She's a volunteer.
She's a volunteer.
I want to be
Well-
consistent.
Okay?
I'm still willing to do it, but just in a separate motion.
I'll make an additional motion to remove Bonnie from the larger list.
Okay, from 4.11. All in favor of removing the student council volunteer?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Great.
Now I'll move 4.11 with those three amendments.
Is there a second?
Second.
Chris, you can't second it. Oh, actually, you could. Oh, it was you, Will, that seconded? Okay.
Second, yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Those abstaining, please say so.
Abstain.
Okay, Bonnie and Mr. Scanlon have abstained. Oh, no, you didn't need to abstain. We removed you guys from that.
Yeah, it's everybody else.
Everybody else. So we'll put you down as an aye. You're going to abstain from the next one.
Correct.
Okay, good. Can I have a motion to move, we'll call it 4.11A, which is to go forward with the clubs of the National Honor Society, grades 11 and 12, the National Junior Honor Society, grades 7 through 9, and for the volunteer on the student council.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Abstain.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
2 abstentions. Okay, can I have a motion for 4.12, approval of the stipend for the extra class for the 2024-2025 school year?
So moved.
Second.
A bit of information, this is for one of our folks to go up to the park school. Okay? Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. 4.13, approval of the amended hire date for new employees for the 2024-2025 school year. We felt it was important to make sure that everybody got paid for when they started as opposed to some other day.
It was on 9/3 originally.
Originally 9/3, and they were here on the 28th of August. Want to make sure that everybody gets paid and that they were covered for workers' comp and other areas while they were here. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Any of the business office reports anyone wants to pull out? If not, I'll have a motion to approve the business office reports.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, on 5.2, we have approval of a volunteer for volleyball for the 2024-2025 school year, and it's subject to this particular person completing all of the requirements to do that. But once that she does, we want to make sure that she's able to get right to work. This requires, this is Alyssa Scanlon, who's a former student here and a former volleyball player, and you know, she needs to get fingerprints and that stuff. But once that's done, we'll leave it to the athletic directors to get her moving. So, is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
And 1 abstention.
Is there a way to invite, encourage other teams to do the same? How often do we do this in the district? Whether it's sports or other activities?
I know there's a rigorous process that you have to undergo to become a volunteer coach, but you know, I would sure encourage. I mean, we had so many wonderful kids have come through here, and I know that a lot of them would love to give back. I leave it to our assistant athletic director out in the audience to see what she can do to shoehorn that and get people in. I'd love to see it.
But even other clubs too?
Yep.
Musical?
Okay, approval of the Board of Education calendar meeting for the 2024-2025 school year. I'd like to make an amendment to the calendar to change the October meeting from,
May, isn't it?
no,
Also the October.
also the,
Oh,
We just looked at the date too.
yeah.
the one that was in, we pulled this up, is that the
It's
right,
to the following.
correct on there or not?
It was the 16th.
Yeah, we're going to make the October meeting the 23rd.
Is that a Wednesday?
So,
Yes, 23rd.
to the 23rd. And the May meeting is the other one that got adjusted, I believe?
I think that was just missing.
Or was missing?
Adding the May.
And adding the May
May
meeting.
21st, 2025.
Okay. So can I have a motion to amend this,
23rd.
to also
instead.
change the October meeting?
So moved?
Second?
Second.
Any other discussion?
Wait, I'm sorry, October 23rd, and what's the other one?
We're
21st.
adding May 21st. That was just left out by accident.
Thank you.
All in favor of adjusting the, making the amendment to the item?
So moved?
We did that.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any opposed? Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve 5.3
As amended?
as amended?
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
Other discussion? All in favor? Aye. 5.4 is approval of the CSC, CPSC recommendations. Can I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Number 5.5 is, we had an offer from Mrs. Vishnaskaya to create curtains for the outside of this auditorium to make it easier to black out during the shows and the performances. And in order to accept that, we need to make a motion and to accept it. Can I have a motion for that?
So moved with thanks?
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you to Mrs. Vishnaskaya.
Yes, thank you.
At this point in the meeting, we're at the point where we're going to go into executive session to discuss personnel matters. Can I have a motion to do, we will probably take action when we return. Can I have a motion to do that?
So moved?
Second.
Second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
you.
We're going to go into executive session. We'll probably take action when we come back. So it's up to you if you want to hang out or not. Thank you. Board will take a motion to return from executive session.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We had extensive discussions in executive session, and there are two resolutions that I'd like to add to the agenda. We'll call the first resolution 7.1. Item 7 being possible items from executive session. 7.1. Can I have a motion to add this item to the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, I will read the resolution.
What is 7 point, wait,
We don't know.
Quote 7.1.
yeah, what's the resolution about? What-
Whereas, for reasons of efficiency and economy, the Board of Education hereby abolishes the 1.0 FTE position of Personnel Director effective this date, September 18, 2024, and directs the acting superintendents of schools to immediately inform the incumbent that this position, employee ID 1161, of the abolition of this position, and that they shall be placed on a preferred eligibility list for a recall period of 7 years. Can I have a motion to move that?
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Wait, this for the HR?
Yes, personnel.
Position of Personnel Director.
Yeah, discussion is that I believe that we definitely need an HR department.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Sorry.
Aye.
I meant opposed.
Okay. Motion passes. Next item we will call 7.2.
I'd move to add that resolution to the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Can we know which resolution this is, please?
Well, I'll read it as soon as we add it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion carries. The resolution, be it resolved that the acting superintendent of schools is hereby authorized to issue a letter to Jean Lawson as presented to the board at this meeting. A copy of said letter shall be incorporated by reference within the minutes of this meeting. I have the letter attached. Should I read the letter?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Dear Mr. Lawson, please let this letter serve as 30 days' notice of the termination of the consultant services agreement for your assistance at the Facilities Department of the Tuxedo Union Free School District. The Board of Education passed a resolution for the termination of the agreement at the September 18th Board of Education meeting. The last date of employment in the Tuxedo Union Free School District will be on October 19, 2024. Thank you for your assistance in the Facilities Department over the past few months. Can I have a motion for that?
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. I'm going to vote no on this resolution because after we received a facilities report a few years ago, about a year ago actually, about the condition of our schools, I think it's imperative that we make sure that the facilities are being overseen by a facilities director. That's the reason why this position was put into place over the summer, to help get us into a better place with our facilities. So I'm going to vote no.
It was actually a devastating report by a third party.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed?
Just like to say that these decisions were being made for financial reasons. The district needs to economize, and as we try to work ourselves towards next year's budget, I personally believe that these are the correct steps, and that the positions can be covered by existing staff. And I appreciate the board's input and support from most, and the criticisms of those who did not support it were well-placed and cogent, and I appreciate them also. And I hope that we can work together in the future to economize and bring the best possible education we can to our kids. With that, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Thank you.
8-1, the enrollment report.
Yeah, it's an FYI, there's nothing to do with it.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Apologies.
Good night.